Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Saturday, June 13th, and today we're going to go ahead and delve right on in to the second part of a two-part video series showcasing all of the plush that sold on our eBay in the month of April and May of this year. If you haven't seen the first part, that went up yesterday. I'll have it pop up at the end and you can watch that whenever you have time. And we're just going to jump right on in where we're at. You guys are looking at some tie-dye underwear from Build-A-Bear. These are so cute. They have the little hole in the back for the tail. I stripped them off of a bear that came in the wholesale lot of plush I bought at the beginning of the year. And you guys know I always preach, strip your bears naked and sell everything separate. You can make more money that way. This tiny little pair of tie-dye underwear sold for $9.99. And they shipped first class. They weighed like 2 ounces. So I'll make 18 on whatever animal or more that they came off of, plus the 10 on the underwear. So yes, strip your animals naked and sell it all separate. Then we have a Anna from Frozen. She came from a yard sale. She was $1 last summer. I had Anna and Elsa singing dolls. They sold separately. Sorry, I needed to drink water. And they both sang. So this one sold for $25 and shipped first class. Next up, we have a Carter's Bear musical plush lovey. You guys that saw the first part yesterday heard me talk a lot about loveys. This one is a little bit different than most in that the bear is full size and it has a wee little security blanket. Usually the security blanket's a little bit bigger and the plush is just the head or a small animal. But this would still be considered a lovey. It's an animal with a blanket. It's also by Carter's, which is a brand I do recommend looking for. This one also plays music. So this one did sell for $24.99 and it shipped first class. Here's a Thai Beanie Baby fish. His name was Sammy and he was 50 cents at the Goodwill, so I decided to risk him. He only sold for $9.60 and he shipped first class. Here's another Build-A-Bear outfit. This one I took off of a Build-A-Bear Disney Princess Pal dog that I had. Sold that separately, and then the dress. This was a Christmas dress, or at least I advertised it as such with my keywords. It looks like a Christmas dress. And it sold for $11.99 and shipped first class. Here's a Gans Webkinz Panda Bear. Gans Webkinz, I think I've mentioned this before. They're hit or miss. Whether they have their sealed code or not, they are definitely hit or miss. I've had some with codes go for $10, and I've had some without codes go for over 20. I think it depends on the character and the animal, and how sought after or rare it is. I do grab any and all Gans Webkinz I find in the 50-cent bin at my Goodwill. It is definitely worth it to me to flip them. So he sold for $9.99. He was 50 cents and shipped first class. Here's another Douglas Cuddle toy. A couple of those sold recently. They came out of the wholesale plush lot I had. You guys want to keep your eyes peeled for Douglas Cuddle toys. This is Buffy the baby goat. He sold for $13.12 and he shipped first class. Many of you may remember this from a haul video. Came from the Goodwill. I believe I paid 99 cents for it, or $1.99. Pretty sure it was only 99 though. Anyway, it's a castle. It's really a cool plush. It says Home Sweet Home and it has like the drawbridge up here. And this little white piece over here on the right is actually a doorbell. And you push it and it makes a doorbell noise and then it starts to roar and roar. And then you can unzip it and a dragon comes out. So you can ring the doorbell and have the dragon come out. It's really a super cute plush. I really expected it to sell for a lot more when I picked it up. But unfortunately, when I comped it, I started at 15 and he sold for 12, $11.99. Even that was really high. People were letting this go for $8 and $9 free shipping when I checked it. So I went with 15. Went on sale for 12. Here we have a petting zoo Hershey Park alligator. Hershey Park is in Pennsylvania and the petting zoo is a part of Hershey Park. I always pick up recognizable amusement park plush when I find them. This one was 50 cents and sold for $10.99. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. This is a big old Donatella. I believe he was 99 cents at the Goodwill. He may have been 50 cents, but I feel like I paid 99 for him. He's a little bit bigger. He's actually a pillow. You can see the tag here, just like you see on your pillows. So he sold for $18.74 and shipped first class. Here we have Thomas the Tank Engine. This is like a big old plush pillow. I got this at a yard sale for $1. I had to haggle the guy. He wanted $5. I put it back, and when I was walking by, he said, "Would you give me $1 for it?" And I said, "Sure." And it sold for $15.99. It did ship first class, but it had to go into a very big poly bag. Here we have a vintage Applause dog. 50 cents at the Goodwill. It's vintage, it's Applause, it says Hush Puppies on it. So it was worth 50 cents to bring it home and try it. Unfortunately, it's not one that goes for very much. He sold for $9.99. Nintendo Super Mario Brothers. Any recognizable video game characters are always something you guys want to keep your eyes out for. Some go for a lot more money and some not so much. This little white Yoshi was 50 cents and sold for $15, shipped first class. Here's a Thai Beanie Buddy or Beanie Boo. When I find these for 50 cents, I always pick them up. I like the Thai Beanie Boos, especially the ones with the glitter eyes. I'll pick up any of them for 50 cents, and they'll sell anywhere from $8 upwards of $20 depending on the character. This one is Oscar the Owl, and he sold for $11, and he shipped first class. And then here we have a Pound Puppy. He sold for $7.50 on a best offer. Picked him up for 50 cents. He was a kind of a gamble. The Pound Puppies, unfortunately, don't go for much on eBay. They're just not listed that high unless you have the really big ones. I still continue to pick them up when I find them for 50 cents. Then this Build-A-Bear outfit was one that I also took off of a bear from my wholesale lot to sell separately. It's got the tank top and the shorts. It sold for a best offer of $9 and shipped first class. And then here we have a Flip-A-Zoo. So these Flip-A-Zoos are animals that are one side is one animal and then it flips inside out into another animal. If you've never seen them. This one, that's what their tags look like. This one was an alligator and a grizzly bear. This one was a small one. It's only 10 inches. Some of the really big ones can go for really good money. So this one sold for $13.12, shipped first class. Here's a My Little Pony that sold for $9 that I picked up for 50 cents. She shipped first class also. Here's a Build-A-Bear. I believe this one came out of my wholesale lot of plush. It's just a plain brown one, but he did sell for $18.99. So don't be afraid to list your plain brown or your plain tan bears and dogs from Build-A-Bear like $18-19. I flip them at that price all the time. Here we have Disney's Doc McStuffins Stuffy the Blue Dragon. And he sold for $13.99. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. And he shipped first class. I did mention in yesterday's video that several Doc McStuffins plush sold, and they've been selling. I sold a couple more last week. The Disney Doc McStuffins seems to be doing really, really well. Very popular show. Some of the characters sell for more and faster, but I will pick up any and all Doc McStuffins that I find just because I've been doing so well with them. Here's an American Greetings Easter Bunny 14-inch rabbit. 50 cents at the Goodwill. I picked it up because it was an Easter bunny and it was unique. It did sell for $15.99 and shipped first class. And then we have a vintage Acme Dragon. Now this was 50 cents at the Goodwill. It caught my eye because one is a dragon. Dragons are one of those animals that do really well. Any brand, any style, any size. People just seem to like dragons. He had some damage going on here by his mouth. And his tag said 1993 Acme. It's faded. You can see that he's vintage. So I brought him home, and surprisingly, he did pretty high. I did disclose in the photos that damage near his mouth, and in the description, remnants of glitter glue. And then he sold for $19 all in, and he shipped first class. Here's another Stuffy the Blue Dragon. So this one and this one, sorry, that one's 10 inches. This one was 11. So they were slightly different from each other. This one was also 50 cents at the Goodwill. This one sold for $14. So within the same month of each other, I sold two of the blue Stuffy the Blue Dragons. Again, Doc McStuffins is hot, guys. So here is a Ty Beanie Boo's Tinsel the Reindeer. This is glitter eyes. It's a really cute deer. Look, it's got its little fawn dots, like Bambi. Sold for $10. Shipped first class. Then we have a Disney Store Tigger and a Winnie the Pooh costume. This was 50 cents, so of course I grabbed it. It's from the Disney Store. Sold for $11. Shipped first class. And then we have this lot of 4 M&Ms, a blue, red, green, and yellow. The green one's the girl. These are from Las Vegas, M&M's World, and they also had their hang tags. I picked them up from a pop-up flea market local to us last summer, and I believe I got the whole lot for like $4. It may have been $5 for all 4. And they sold for $36.56, and they shipped first class. I did put them in a box because they were more expensive and they had their hang tags. When people spend a little bit more money on the plush and they have tags and stuff, I will sometimes put them in smaller boxes to mail, but they'll still be first class. Here we have a petting zoo frog. This one's got a ballerina outfit on and a tutu. She was 50 cents. She sold for a best offer of 10 and shipped first class. You guys, Felix the cat is definitely a bolo. I've only ever had a very few Felix items we've ever found. We had several figurines, several plush, and a DVD at one point, but everything we've ever found of Felix sells pretty fast and for really good money. This is a little tiny 6-inch plush that sold for $18.75. Cost me 50 cents at the Goodwill. And it shipped first class. You guys, this cat came out of my wholesale lot of plush. It's a Dakin from 1989, so it's a vintage Dakin plush. It's a realistic kitten, so you guys know I say these realistic animals do really, really well. Vintage, Dakin's a good brand, so this cat sold for $30.99, shipped first class. Then we have a Disney Dumbo. This one I believe also came out of the wholesale lot. It's official Disney on the tag. And Dumbo sold for $17.99 and shipped first class. Classic Toy Company is a brand that I do like. I've talked about it a lot on this channel. It's a generic brand of toys that makes like those hard beanbag stuffed animals that go in like claw machines or for carnival prizes. They're very cheaply made, but for whatever reason, I do really well with them. Especially the dragons, the unicorns, like an alien, more unique items. This alien was 50 cents, and I took a best offer of $14.40, shipped first class. Here's Sesame Street Zoe. She's from Fisher-Price, so again, the Fisher-Price and the Mattel always sell for a little bit less than if it's official Sesame Street or Disney or Looney Tunes. She was 50 cents and sold for a best offer of $15 and shipped first class. Then we have this wonderful Jungle Book Bagheera. He's the Black Panther from the Jungle Book. He was only 50 cents at the Goodwill, and he sold for $15.20 and he shipped first class. PJ Masks Owlette. I did not know what this was when I found it, but it was in the 50 cent bin, and it had it looked to me like a character from a kid's show which is always a good bet. So I did bring it home for only 50 cents. Looked it up. Yes, it's from the show called PJ Masks. This is Owlette, the red superhero. So it only sold for $10 though. But again, for only 50 cents, it was worth the risk and worth the flip. This is a pigskin. Haha, but bump. Got this at Goodwill for 50 cents. I thought it was super cute. It's a football pig with rabbit ears or Easter bunny ears, and it sold for $10.79 and shipped first class. And then we have a Disney Pixar Inside Out Joy. She sold for $10.30. The buyer that bought her also bought a shirt, so she did ship first class, but she went inside some tissue paper and a package with a shirt. She was 50 cents at the Goodwill. I really thought that these were going to comp a little bit higher because Inside Out seems to be popular, but it may have waned, or maybe it's just this character isn't as good as others might be. And last but not least, guys, another Funshine Bear. If you watched yesterday's video, part 1, I talked about Care Bears a little bit in that one. And the Funshine Bear seems to be one of the most popular bears for me that sells the fastest. This one talks and sings. Yeah, it sings. And you can see down here, I get this question a lot from you guys. What do I do about batteries? I take them out, so I bring home the electronic plushes, and I check their battery compartments to make sure there's no corrosion. If they have corrosion, guys, you can get an old toothbrush. You can get a cheap pack of toothbrushes for like 50 cents at the dollar store. With a toothbrush and a little bit of alcohol, you can scrub it right on out. And then I put new batteries in and test them. And then if they work or not, I take the batteries out, of course. And I always tell in the listing what they require, but that they're not included. I do not ship batteries with my Plush. I used to. There may be some older ones on here that say requires 3 AA batteries being sent with the batteries inside. Can't guarantee how long they'll last. But it's always a good idea to still open them up, look for the corrosion, make sure there is none. You want to hope there's none. And not include the batteries. Technically, according to the post office, you're not supposed to ship Plush with batteries inside of them. You're supposed to take them out and ship them separately. So you can send them with the Plush, like in a little baggie, if you really want to. If you're shipping internationally, whether you're doing it yourself or through the global shipping program, you're not supposed to have batteries in the package at all. So they really shouldn't be in there. So I just list all mine without now, and that they require them and that they're not included. And that way, if they sell through the global shipping program, I don't have to worry about taking batteries out. Okay, so anyway, yes, this Care Bear does really well. He was 99 cents at the Goodwill, and he sold for $18.74, and I got him in February or March in one of our earlier trips this year before the shutdown, so he wasn't around for that long. So Funshine Bear is definitely something you want to look for. Alright, that's it for part 2 of the Plush That Sold video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. Don't forget to hit the little bell so you'll be notified when we put out new content. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at flippinhippos. Email is flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. And of course, join our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. The link to join is down below. Free to join. It's a really great group. Until next time, guys, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys. Y'all are the best. Bye.